Empowerment.
Uplifting.
Friendship.
Enjoyment.
Community.
Caring.
Amazing.
I would say invaluable, and I think it's invaluable because of the sort of work it does and the fact that it's not a mega charity. It's a small charity, growing, but it's growing under their care, and I think that's what's so important about it.
For me, it's a lifeline for them. It keeps them going, keeps them out of getting into depression, mental illnesses, physical disabilities. There isn't one word.
We're just like a family with the doors open. I was isolated, obviously being homeless, and people didn't want to talk to me. And I got to know elderly people, and I couldn't believe how isolated they was through having no families or, through illnesses. So I decided these people need somewhere to go. We started up a hall just having cups of tea, inviting the elderly, and it just grew and grew. Because a lot of people have been through things in their life they don't necessarily tell you.
It was at night, and we were told to go to a farm. We're about 30 men. 30 men. We were told to go to a farm. If everything's all right, it's in our hands. Our lad, I don't know what regiment was there, but it's in the British hands. It's in our hands. So we're all walking along, all in the fire. All of a sudden, I speak Italian. I must tell you. All of a sudden, somebody shouts, "Halt, chi va là?" Halt, who goes there? In Italian. Being official interpreter as well, I could have shouted something, in Italian, I'm French, but at the same time, you could hear in one go, everybody clicking their guns. And all of a sudden, they opened fire with a Spandau, which was the fastest firing machine gun in the world at that period, the German Spandau. And right next to me, I saw the tracer was coming like that. I was not a scratch on me, and my friend on the left, not a scratch on him, but this young man next to me had 3 bullets in his head, and I had to stay there in the dark, waiting. And while he was calling for his mother.
Coming here, people will start to open up, and I see friendships blossom.
It started off with a little breakfast here, 6 knives, 6 forks, 6 spoons, and just a couple of us, and it's just grown over the years.
I think when we get older, I'm about 82 next year. I've had all the glamour that I want to, not glamour, but my way. I think when people can help each other, like this gentleman does it and his wife, that is life.
There's a guy come in, his name is George. He come in, he couldn't talk, he couldn't do anything, I didn't know any of his history. And he looked like a vagrant. So first impressions from people were, to me was, we don't want to sit with this guy, we don't want this. And I said, listen, obviously there's something wrong here, let's talk with him. This guy was in a home down the bottom of the road. Yeah, he had suffered a heart attack and stroke. He was a headmaster of a private school, come from a very, very wealthy family. And his family couldn't cope with him, they put him into care. He come in. And I believe the love was being generated from people. He started to talk. One day social service came and said, can we talk to the people running this? Why? Because this guy started talking, and normally he never does. And he just says about love, and my God, that guy went on to talk, do everything, he started to travel, he was an inspiration. Sadly he died in the end, but the last 4 or 5 years of his life, it was amazing.
And it's all on the back of these 2 people. And so I have a great, great admiration for what they do. And the people who come here love it. I do sit around and talk to them. I'm sure you found that. You sit around and talk to them. They really look forward very much to coming.
And you're never alone when you come to Indeep because there's always somebody to talk to.
It was so quick, so easy to make friends and talk to people that you would never thought you would ever speak to.
If it weren't for them, well, I think we had about 9 Christmases here, so breakfast and lunch, and the hamper I've got enough going till next Easter. You know, no, it's very nice.
And there doesn't seem to be any end to what they think about these two. Once they've got something going, they will go off and find something else. And they attract in endless volunteers as well, who are thrilled to be here.
I just think it's the sense of sort of friendship and camaraderie, because there's a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life that drop in on Indeep across the scheme people. And I'm really starting to get a bit of a feel for it. It's really heartwarming. That doesn't sound too cheesy, but it really is, because a lot of the volunteers as well from very different backgrounds, younger professional people, older people that might not work for whatever reason, people like me that are between things for whatever reason, and it's just a great coming together.
It's worth people getting interested, coming down and seeing what can be done for them and what they can give back to it as well. Just by coming and chatting helps people, draws elderly people out of themselves.
We'd all like Indeep to grow, and we'd all like to be able to offer Indeep services to more and more people. Obviously the only way we can do that is funding.
And fundraising is key to this charity, and every penny helps. So opportunities to do fundraising like the British 10K run.
Doing something small like running for Indeep felt like a very small thing to do to raise awareness for what is a relatively small charity. So they probably don't get as much attention as they deserve. And doing the 10K run that we did last year was just a good opportunity to raise a little bit of awareness and some money for Indeep.
Whenever you're here, you enjoy yourself, you know, and you're always glad you've come.
That was brilliant. We got the email saying, you've got this money, but we've also given you extra, and we'd like to show you to promote what you can do, which was brilliant. And it gives a real boost for us, that it shows how good our fundraising is and recognising what we do. It's very difficult to get recognised and to get that funding, and we very much have to sustain what we're doing, because if we don't get that funding, it gets stopped.
So all in all, it's a small, vibrant, local, very well regarded organisation that relies on 2 very special people.
I absolutely love what I do, and actually seeing the difference that it makes to people's lives, especially those that are really, really vulnerable.
It's like a house with the doors open, run by a big family room inside, and it welcomes everybody in. So you don't need to be isolated. When you're rejected by this or whatever gender you are, come in. And there's a family here, be a part of our family.